Okay, so while that, oops, I just shook the bar, sorry. While this is drying out so I can demold it, I made another one. I made the opposite side of the sandal. So here's my right, here's my left. So we'll see, this one's going to be longer to demold than this one. But what I was talking about as far as getting your resin mold as flat as possible, because if I didn't have a flat surface, I was going to not get a flat pour. I would have to move my mold around until I could get it to pour flat when I pour the resin in. Okay, these are the two colorings that I got last time I ordered from Hobby Lobby. This is white, and this one is the black. And it says on the black, it says use anywhere from 1 to 20 drops depending on how much coloring or how dark you want your piece of resin to be. It says the darker the color, okay, the more dye used, the darker your coloring will be. This one is just the same. This will be, it's opaque. This means when it's opaque, it means you won't be able to see through it. So if you want to not be able to see through the resin, well, you can't see through it anyway, but if you want this more to look like a tennis shoe white, you'll be using this white pigment coloration. And the same thing here, it says 1 to 20 drops or 1 fluid ounce per quart of resin, but we're not going to use that much. I'm only going to put in a few drops just to see if I can get this more of a white rubbery look. I mean, it looks okay as it is, just the way it is poured, but I'm going to try this because I never tried it before and I want to. Okay, as far as the resin, we're going to be using the Amazing Cast Resin, which is the same as the Amazing Mold Putty. This is $14.99 and you get 16 fluid ounces. It comes with 3 measuring cups that look like this, and you're going to use these to measure in, but then you're going to pour it in one of those disposable Dixie cups. It comes with 2 stir popsicle sticks, but you can buy a whole bag of them for 99 cents at the 99-cent store. Mine are. But I bought a whole bag of them for 99 cents. I'll find it. Okay, and then the resin itself. So this is the B side, and your ratio on these are going to be 1 to 1. So there's the yellow side. And then this is the A side. So I don't really know what any of this stuff is. All I know is that when you, well, this says it's a polymeric, oh, I can't even read it. But anyway, it's more than I need to know. So 1 to 1. So we're going to mix this A to B in equal amounts, and that will, you can see I have less yellow than I have white. So maybe I used more yellow to get the pliable plastic than I did the white. That makes sense if these were exactly the same. Anyway, you're going to mix, and you've got very little time to actually pour in a liquid state, because once it starts to solidify, it says liquid to solid in 5 minutes. So you actually, by the time you pour it in your container and start mixing, you're actually going to have less than that 5 minutes to pour. But it says solid to liquid in 10 minutes. I'll tell you that it's a lot faster than that. It also depends on, I guess if you do it on a cold day, it won't. It says work time 2 to 3 minutes, demold time 5 to 10 minutes. So you only have 2 to 3 minutes working time, and that's even including your mix. So you don't have a whole lot of time to mix your resin. Okay, so see how they did it? They poured them both at the same time together. I usually pour one and then I pour the other. Mix thoroughly, pour, and then you'll get your piece. Okay, so that's all. What kind of resin we're going to use, and those are the things we're going to need. These are your little mixers. So far, the most I've used so far is 1 tablespoon of each kind. I've never gone higher than that, and I always seem to have enough. so for this one we're going to do the same thing. I'm going to pour 1 tablespoon of the yellow and 1 tablespoon of the white, mix those together. Okay, it's been 20 minutes, so we can go ahead and look at our mold now. So here's the, can you see good? Okay, good. Alright, so here is our mold. I'm going to pull this out. Okay, it came out very easily. And here is our mold. Can you see that? We did pretty good. We got all of the, well, not so much on this side. What is that supposed to look like? Just one little line. Didn't come out very well. Okay, can you see inside the mold? I don't want to get too close, or they'll get blurry. I should have one line all the way along here. It didn't get pushed in far enough because there's no line here. But you do see the ridges on the tennis shoe. This side turned out good. And this one, I don't think we're going to pour this high, but that is that little thing right there on the tennis shoe. Okay, so before we actually pour into this mold, we're going to have to put it in the microwave for 1 minute because you want to get this hot. And the heat from the microwave will heat the putty up, and then it will cause the chain reaction in the putty. I think I've talked long enough, so let's go ahead and see how this one looks. Okay, I'm going to pull this one out. Okay, can you see that? Okay, I've got these little dots here, which is the same as these little dots on this side. So now I've got a right and a left. So I'm going to heat this at the same time in case I have some leftover resin, and I will pour that into these two. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to get one of the big paper plates and put that in the microwave, but in the meantime I'm going to go ahead and measure out a tablespoon and a tablespoon of each of these colors. What I've been doing is just wiping these out and reusing them over and over again. If you want to pour directly into and use your scale, I've seen people on the YouTube using a scale to measure, but I'm going to just go ahead and pour up to 1 tablespoon. Okay, so there's the yellow. I'm going to weigh that. I'm going to take my scale and I'm going to weigh it in grams just to make sure that it's even Steven, because I want to make sure that this comes out hard as a rock. Okay, so then 1 tablespoon on this one. Okay, so I've got my 2 poured. Let me get my scale out. Okay, so let's go on. And instead of using ounces, I'm going to switch over to grams. Okay, so we've got, for the yellow cup, we've got 16 grams. For the white cup, 15. So let me just put a little dab in here. Could be just a matter of just a drop. Okay, so now I'm at 16. Can you see that? I'm at 16 on the clear, and I am on 16 on the yellow. Okay, so I'm going to go get a Dixie cup and pour one of those in right now, and then I'm going to set the timer because you have 40 seconds to mix and then pour. Okay, so there's my 2 resins, A's and B's, my 1 tablespoon. I'm going to put this away now. And I'm going to go get my plate, put those in the microwave, and we'll mix those. And this is what I mean by the paper plate. I'm going to use this paper plate to put my resin molds on. So this is my tennis shoe, my right, and my left. Now you want to make sure when you're putting them on the plate that the plate stays completely flat, so when we pour, it'll pour properly. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take a 3-ounce Dixie cup, and I'm going to cut the rim off. And let me see if I can find scissors for that. The reason I'm going to do that is so that when I'll show you. So take the Dixie cup and cut off the rim. I mean, you can pour it like this if you want to, but this gives you really too thick of an edge. Okay, so now I've got it cut off. I'm going to put a little fold in there like that. So now when I go to pour the resin, I'm going to have a nice pour. So I'm going to mix one of my resins in here right now. So let's just, it doesn't matter which one. I'm going to pour my white in. And you want to make sure you get it all out of there. Okay, so my clear is out there. I'm going to take a, see if I can get some more out of there. I try not to do this because when I go to pour the other one, I'm not so conscientious because I'm on such a time limit. So now I'm going to take this and I'm going to clean it out and save it for next time. There's no sense in wasting these. You might as well just keep them and use them because they've got nice little markers on them so you know exactly what you're using. This is your fluid ounces size or your drams. This is your cc side, your millimeters. And this is your milliliters, and then your 2 tablespoons, 1 tablespoon, 1 teaspoon, 1/2 teaspoon. So they're nice little measuring cups, and they're very cleanable. So just go ahead and keep those, clean them, and save them for next time. Okay, I'm going to go and put this in the microwave. That's ready to go. This is ready to go. I'm going to put my timer on. I'm going to add some pigment color. I'm going to do that right now. Let me shake this up because I haven't shook it up. I hope you're getting all this. Okay, so what this white pigment, it has a little squeeze bottle on top. I'm just going to add 10 drops. No, maybe 2, 3 drops. I'll just try 3 for now. I've never used it before, so I have no idea. Okay, so let's see what that did. Let's mix that up because we don't need to. Let's get that all mixed up. Can you see that? I'm going to mix the coloring up with the clear before we add the yellow. Make sure it's all incorporated in there. Okay. Good enough. Okay, so that's ready to go. I'm going to add that. I'm going to mix for 40 seconds and then I'm going to pour into this heated after I get it out of the microwave. I hope I didn't go too thin on that. I might have gone too thin on that. Do you see that? I'm going to rethink this and put that dead center on the mold. Yeah, I'm a little worried about that. I may have pushed too hard down in the center of that. Oh gosh, I sure hope not, but we shall see. Otherwise I'll have to make another one of those, and that's a shame if that's the case, but it may very well be. I won't know until we actually pour. Okay, let me go and see if I can find those. Here. These are what I was talking about. If you go to the 99-cent store, you get this whole container of stir sticks, and you can just throw them away. They're just the regular popsicle sticks. Okay, I'm going to go put it in the microwave. I'll be right back. Okay, I just pulled the molds out of the microwave, so after a minute in the microwave, and they're kind of hot. I think I have a problem with my tennis shoe mold, but golly gee, I'm just going to go ahead and pour it the way it is and hope for the best. But it's sort of sunk down in the middle. I just pressed too hard and oh well, okay. So anyway, I've got 40 seconds to mix this, so I'm going to go ahead and set my timer for 40 seconds. Okay, so here we go. So take the yellow, mix it in with the white, and start mixing. Okay, so I'm at 28 seconds. I don't have any paper towels over here. Okay, so you just want to mix it good so there's no streaks in there, but with the white pigment it's hard to tell whether you've got streaks or not, so I don't know if you can see that. Can you see it? It's white in there? Okay. You can already feel the heat starting to build on the resin. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and pour. I'm going to make that little thing and start pouring. Okay, it looks like I just had just enough. Okay, I think this one's going to be bigger than this one. I'm going to remove these off of the plate, and the reason I'm going to do that is because I think they are not laying flat on that edge of the plate. So there we go. There's too much resin in here. So I'm going to try and pull some of this out. Get some more here. Let me pull this off the plate too. Set it on a flat surface. See if I can get that bottom from not warping on the bottom. Okay, I still need some more out of here. It's just too much. Okay, it's already starting to get hot. Resin gets very hot. It's like a chain reaction. I don't know if you ever made soap with lye, but if you make soap with lye, it does the same thing. It try not to touch this stuff because it's not good for your skin. Okay. All right, this is trash. This is all gone. This is trash. Okay, let me go wash my hands, and I shall be right back, and I will show you the demold. 10 minutes from start to finish.